Guys, see what I'm holding here? A bell pepper. Commonly we call it hoho. So this is what I am going to be talking about. I know you might be surprised. What is it that I'm going to talk about? Hoho and the connection of the title of this video. But just hold on, you're going to find out right now. So keep watching. So this is going to be one very interesting video. Those people or those of you who've been following me on my lives in this week, remember I promised I'm going to start a series of story time. Yes, story time series, or I'm going to create videos based on story time. So this is going to be the first, and I promise I am going to post starting this weekend. So here we are. So about the bell pepper, and you can see the title of this video. I know you're wondering how it happened. So in short, let me just give a backstory of it, or how I came to catch all this cheating, lying boyfriend, partner using a bell pepper. All the evidence was a bell pepper, just a half piece, just like this one that is here. So it was back in it was 2016 at the beginning of the year, January. So I had met this guy. He was working for an organization that I was volunteering for. So we met in October of 2015. That time I was working and living in Nyeri, Naromoru, and this person of mine was in Nairobi. So fast forward, come December of the same year, 2015, my mom fell ill, where she had to be admitted in hospital for about 2 to 3 weeks. And I found myself during that time, I am going back and forth Nairobi and everything. So since me and my guy are in communication, you know that stage when you meet someone and you are in the talking stage. So I was going to stay with my aunt for the time that I was going to Nairobi to check on my mom. And this guy of mine, he told me he would gladly be hosting me. And I was there like, okay, why not? So I accepted. And it was just like, it wasn't formally that we're in a relationship or we are dating, but you know those situations that you just find yourself. So we were just there. So that's me. And my mom was discharged from the hospital. She went home, and even when she was home, I'd still now go visit my person over the weekends. And it got to Christmas time. So for that year, so the guy went to the village. I was in my house. I remember my family traveled to my grandma's place, but myself, I'm not so big on family events, so I was left in my house where I was living. So I'm still in communication with my person over this Christmas holiday when he's in the village. But you know, there is a way you just find the vibes, like, or maybe it's me. I know, like, when, and especially for someone that I'm used to speaking to daily, I can sense even on phone when the environment changes. So it got to a point of some days after Christmas, I felt this environment has changed. So I asked this person, so you've left the village, you're back to Nairobi. He insists, no, I am still in the village. I'm going to go back to Nairobi after the fast and everything. So we still talking every day, but every time we are on call, I can sense that this environment is different. It's not how we were communicating, or it's not just how it was when he was in the village. So I had that feeling. This person must have returned to the city, but they do not want to admit, or they're just lying to me. But I let it go. So I waited until the time he told me he's back to Nairobi, and for me, I had gone back to work. So it must have been the second or the first or the second weekend of the year 2016. That is when we agreed that I am going. So the day that we agreed I am going is the day purportedly he returned from the village. So me, all the way from Nyeri to the place, I have gone to see my person. I arrived there, he was with a friend, and then the house was so clean and everything folded up, because it was to paint a picture to me that he hasn't been in that house, he just arrived that morning. So the beddings have been folded, but the air or just the feel of the house, I could say, no, this is not someone who arrived this morning. He's been in this house for quite a number of days. But I did not have proof. I did not want to start fighting at the beginning of the year. This is the first time I've seen him this year. So I just let it pass. And now just around some time he has to go see off this friend, and we left together so that I could go get now supplies for dinner. I did that, so they went and I came back to the house to prepare, cook dinner as I wait for him to come back. So when I was in that process of making dinner and everything, so I'm trying to find things on the shelves and everything, I came across a bowl. Tell me why that bowl had a ball pepper like this, have a piece, just the way this one has. And remember, this person is purportedly, he's been out of this house for 2 weeks since Christmas time, and now it's well into the first week of the year, and there's a ball pepper just like this, like you can tell it had been cut in the morning or the previous night, and there was no fridge in this house, but the ball pepper was there, not fresh but close to fresh, close to this one. It's there in the bowl somewhere in the shelves. So I just put it on the table, continued with my business. I made dinner and I rested. So when my person came in the house, he came with, say, how have you been? Because we'd not had enough time to chat when the friend was there. So, and I am just there cool because I really want to ask the question, but I don't know how I'm going to begin asking the question. So I just told him, yeah, I've been good, I've missed you. So that kind of stuff, you know. And then even before I asked the question, he noticed the ball paper where I had placed it. So I saw him just give it one look and his facial expressions changed instantly. So I asked the question, tell me, you've been telling me you haven't been in this house since Christmas time when you went to the village until this morning when you purportedly returned. Tell me why there is this ball paper as fresh as it is. And my person did not have an answer for that, so he just brushed it off. So I think I had to tell him whatever it is that was in my mind. I even had to question why the show that he had even to fold beddings just to show me that he's not been around in this house. So he'd really worked so hard, or he had tried to work so hard to prove a point to me, but the ball paper gave it away, you can imagine. So I think there wasn't much. I just slept that night. In the morning I packed my thing, I carried everything that I had in that house, because well, for the period that I had been visiting, I was really leaving random stuff. You know how it is, marking territory. I really had tried to mark that territory, but I guess it still didn't work. So I just left the following morning. I did not talk to him. He did not ask me a question, and I left. And I think it took me 2 months to finally text him. It wasn't even to ask him anything. It was just that, well, I never leave someone just like that. Maybe you could say I'm a bit toxic. So there is that long paragraph that I make sure I send before I say I am done. So it took me like 2 months before I sent that paragraph. I finally did send the paragraph, and basically it was done, and that is it. Like a piece of wallpaper like this gave out someone. Actually, I remembered about this story when I was making the other video. You have watched my vegetable rice. If you haven't, you can watch it here. That is when I remembered about this story, and I guess I decided I'm going to make this the first of my story time series. So that is it for today, guys, and I would really like to hear from you. Just comment below and tell me the most petty or weird thing or unexpected way you ever caught a lying or cheating partner or boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever. What is the most trivial or tiny thing that has ever happened or you ever found that made you know it's not just you, there's another party? So I'd love to hear that from you. Comment down below. Also, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share. So if you're not subscribed, also please do consider to subscribe to this channel. And until next time, bye.